It's one of the region's most anticipated cultural events, the 31st annual St. Louis Jewish Film Festival, set to return March 15th through the 26th, bringing powerful international storytelling, meaningful conversation, and community connection back to the big screen. It's hosted at B&B Theaters in Creve Coeur, but this year there's an expanded footprint with a special screening at the Alamo Drafthouse at the Foundry, and that is really just the beginning of what's new this year. So here to tell us all about it is John Wilson, the Senior Director of Cultural Arts at the J. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, we're so excited. I mean, first off, when you talk about 31 years, that's over 3 decades. For people who've never experienced the St. Louis Jewish Film Festival, how would you describe it?
Well, I think the biggest misnomer is the moment you say it's a Jewish film festival, you think you might be cutting out, a large part of the population. And it's not. These are all mainstream movies. These are all some of the best studios across the world producing the best content. And so even though each film will have a kind of Jewish lens through which we're looking, it's still all about the human condition. It's still great storytelling. Even like Nuremberg and Eleanor the Great are, mainstream movies. So the experience is really unique, however, in that we are bringing together a community to remember what it's like to gather in person and experience belonging and connection. To me, that's the biggest purpose of the film festival. It's not necessarily about cinema. Cinema is the tool by which we really engage our community.
Which is so important, especially right now.
Well,
everything happening, right?
Yeah, and we all like to, we got used to sitting in our pajamas and not showering and streaming everything. And it's fun to get dressed up and go out to the movies with friends or family or strangers and have conversations.
Right. Yeah. Why do you think it's lasted so long? I mean, 31 years.
Well, we have a dedicated staff that has been promoting this festival all 3 decades. And I think it's because it is that experience of having a sense of belonging and being a part of a community and listening to different stories that either remind us of things in history or remind us of things that are happening right now, and then being able to enter into conversations. And sometimes those conversations are even healing conversations just because of the topics that are being shown on screen.
Well, and that's the thing, even though it says film festival, as you've been mentioning, it's so much more than that. So talk about these conversations and what y'all do just outside of people sitting down to watch the movie.
Yeah, so very often we'll bring in guest speakers that are experts about the content in the films. For example, For the Living, which is our opening day film, we have Lisa Efris and Tim Roper coming in. They're the executive producer and the co-director and writer. And so they're going to do a whole Q&A after that film just to talk about their experience of making the documentary, but then also about the specific content of the documentary, which is all about dehumanization and global genocide within a narrowing focus about some things in the Holocaust. So it's an amazing film. It's an amazing film, and the discussion afterwards is going to be fantastic.
And just being able to speak to those people and hear, they were right there and seeing all of it and directing the movie and everything. It's so cool to see it through their lens. What's new this year? What's happening?
A couple of really exciting things. Now, you mentioned the expansion, expanding the footprint. We are so excited to bring Vindicta over to the Alamo at the Foundry on March 18th. And it's been my dream to try and expand the film festival into other footprints, and now our Midtown neighbors are going to be able to come and see a movie that isn't playing anywhere. It is not streaming. It's not even been released yet. This is talk about a sneak preview. This is going to be amazing. And Vindicta is this incredible kind of rage-filled revenge film about this young woman. I describe it as Laura Croft meets the Nazis. I mean, it's just it's really, really powerful. It's just going to be, an incredible experience.
Is that the film you're most excited for, or what film are you most excited for, do you think?
Well, we watch 75 to 80 films, so it's very hard for me to pick a favorite. When we get to our final 12, all I can say is they're all good.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to come see every single one of these. But Vindicta was chosen for a specific reason to show both at our Creve Coeur home at B&B Theaters and the Alamo. We think it's a powerful film, so we think it's going to be really fun.
What do you hope people really take away from this festival at the end of the day?
Well, the other thing I tried to introduce was the Jewish Film Festival Passport. And this is an opportunity. It's kind of like an interactive keepsake. And I really think that the whole idea around that was to get people to share in an experience, because the film festival is so much more than here's 12 films that you can see over the next 2 weeks. It's here's 12 opportunities to come together, to get out of your house, to make a connection with another person, to talk about all of the themes that are being shown in all of these films, talk about your own sense of memory, talk about your own sense of belonging, and really invest in the community and in our present world and our present moment, and do so together. I mean, life is all about relationships.
Yep.
That's the most important thing, and we are trying to provide 12 unique opportunities in which you can enter into relationship and just experience life in the present.
It's just my favorite thing about the arts in general. Whether
Yes.
it's movie, you said you were in theater most of your career,
Yes.
dance, music. It brings so much out, and it is such an emotional connection, and it's so much more than just cinema, right? You know?
Absolutely, and even now the studies are telling us that the arts are connected to mental health,
Yep,
that they're
definitely.
connected to even physical healing, and so the arts are making a swing. The pendulum is swinging in a way that I think is really positive, just for us as a human race.
Yeah, definitely. Really quickly, give us the details. Where do people find tickets?
They can go to stljewishfilmfestival.org, or they can call our box office at 314-442-3179.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was
Thanks
so
for
great to
having
have
me.
you. We're so
Yeah,
excited. I
me
appreciate
too.
it.